Good morning. Welcome to the Mega News, the 6th live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Extension, Ajogono. My name is El Samuels. We take a look at the headlines.
Ernest Ofori-Sapon appointed first Chancellor of UNIMAC. In business, GRA interdicts 4 officers over alleged diversion of transit cargo. And on the international front, gas prices rise after attack on vessel in Strait of Hormuz.
Details of these stories and more coming your way. The news is also live across our social media handles on MBN 360, Facebook, YouTube, X, and TikTok. The University of Media, Arts and Communication, UNIMAC, has appointed Chief Executive Officer of the Special Group of Companies, Ernest Ofori-Sapon, as the first Chancellor.
The appointment, which takes effect from August 1st, 2026, was approved by the University's Governing Council at a meeting held on May 26, 2026, in accordance with the provisions of the UNIMAC statutes. Mr. Ofori-Sapon, a renowned Ghanaian entrepreneur and business leader, is expected to serve as a ceremonial head of the university, providing leadership, promoting the institution's visions and strategic interests, and conferring degrees and other academic honors on behalf of UNIMAC. UNIMAC said the selection was based on his exemplary leadership, extensive experience, and commitment to excellence, particularly in business development, education, youth empowerment, and community development. As the founder and CEO of Special Groups of Companies, Mr. Ofori-Sapon has built a diversified business empire with interests in manufacturing, real estate, construction, and strategic investment. He also associated with several major businesses ventures, including United Television, UTV, Best Point Savings and Loan Limited, and U2 Salt Limited. A chartered accountant, Mr. Ofori-Sapon holds a Master of Science degree in Finance and Investment Management from University of Salford in the United Kingdom, and also pursuing a Doctor of Business Administration. He has received several local and international recognition from his contributions to entrepreneurship and national development, including the Global Dignity Award for Service to Humanity, presented at the United Nations headquarters in New York, and the Millennium Excellence Award for Business Entrepreneur of the Year in 2025. Beyond business, he has served in various leadership roles, including chairman of the Governing Council of Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, PRESEC, chairman of the EMY Africa Awards, and chairman of the advisory board of the College of Health Science at the University of Ghana. UNIMAC expressed confidence that its appointment will strengthen the university's relationship with industry, expand strategic partnerships, and enhance its national and international profile. Established under the University of Media, Arts and Communication Act 2020, Act 1059, UNIMAC was created through the merger of Ghana Institute of Journalism, GIJ, Ghana Institute of Languages, GIL, and National Film and Television Institute, NAFTI. The university focuses on higher education, research, and professional training in media, arts, communications, languages, film, television, journalism, public relations, advertising, and related disciplines.
The Minister for Interior, Mutaka Mubarak, has disclosed that about 1,300 applicants who took part in the recent Security Services recruitment exercise tested positive for HIV during the mandatory medical screening.
The minister made the revelation when he appeared before Parliament's Assurance Committee on Tuesday, July 7, 2026. According to him, the applicants were identified during the medical screening stage of the recruitment process, raising concerns about how such sensitive health information should be communicated to affected individuals. Muntaka explained that the government opted against sending medical results directly to applicants without proper counseling and orientation. In the recent recruitment, we had, I think, about 1,300 or so that were on HIV, And then they said, can you imagine sending somebody a result without telling the person that you have HIV? I mean, that's not the procedure. The person has to go through some orientation, he said. He noted that to protect the privacy and well-being of the applicants, individuals who were disqualified during the recruitment process were provided with contact information through which they could seek clarifications on their status. So one of the things that we did was simply to say that when you get disqualified, you are given a contact to reach out if you want to know why you were disqualified, he noted. He added that several of the medical conditions identified during the screening are treatable, making it important for affected individuals to know their health status and seek appropriate care. Some of the things that were realized are treatable. People need to know and then also get treated so that subsequent recruitment they could join, he stated. Muntaka said the medical screening also dedicated to conditions such as hepatitis B, cardiac problems, medical health conditions, previous major surgeries, and drugs-related issues. He encouraged unsuccessful applicants to request their medical results, stressing that some may have conditions they are unaware of, but can be effectively managed. It may also be something minor. It may be something major. Whichever it is, if you get to know, it will be of great interest to you, he added.
Away from the Interior Ministry, the Director General of Narcotics Control Commission, Major General Maxwell Abubamante, has raised concerns over a growing trend where some members of the public demands financial rewards before providing information on suspected drug activities.
He said that while intelligence from citizens remains critical in the fight against narcotics trafficking, some whistleblowers now expect monetary compensation before sharing information with security agencies. Major General Mante made the comments when he appeared before Parliament's Assurances Committee on Tuesday, July 7, 2026, and made renewed attention on Ghana's role in international drug trafficking following the seizure of 320 kilograms of methamphetamine concealed in a charcoal shipment from Ghana and intercepted in Australia. He said drug traffickers were constantly developing new methods to evade law enforcement agencies, making collaboration between NARCOC and the public essential. Each day, the traffickers evolve new strategies and try to go ahead of us. They connect and they cooperate among themselves as to how to outwit them, he said. Major General Mantes said NARCOC relies heavily on intelligence from citizens to disrupt drug networks, but expressed concern about the expectation of financial rewards attached to some information. But as my minister said, we base most of our measures on intelligence. The only thing is that Ghanaians now have become a bit demanding, so when they send you intelligence, they need money, he said. He recounted an instance where an individual sought a substantial personal benefit in exchange for providing information. There was a time somebody came to me and said, if I could build him a house, he would help me to do a lot. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that, he said. The NARCOC Director General, however, assured the Assurances Committee that the Commission remained committed to working with citizens and other stakeholders to combat narcotics trafficking. He said the agency would continue to pursue intelligence-led operations despite the evolving tactics of drug traffickers. The comments come as Ghanaian security agencies intensify efforts to disrupt international drug networks following recent cases involving narcotics shipments linked to Ghana. Authorities have repeatedly encouraged citizens to provide credible information to support anti-drug operations, with the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak, previously stating that public intelligence contributes significantly to successful drug busts. Major General Mantes said continued cooperation between NARCOC and the public would remain crucial in preventing Ghana from becoming a transit route for international drug trafficking.
Away from that story, we move to the business desk, where the Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) has interdicted 4 officers of their alleged involvement in attempted diversion of transit cargo into the local market as part of efforts to strengthen customs enforcement and safeguard government revenue.
The interdictions follow investigations into the interception of 18 trucks in February 2026. The trucks had been declared as transit cargo from Togo through the Akanu border to Niger, but were suspected to have been diverted for sale within Ghana, potentially denying the state significant import duties and taxes. Addressing the media on the outcome of the investigations on Tuesday, July 7, the Commissioner General, Anthony Sapon, said the 4 officers have been interdicted and are currently undergoing the authority's internal disciplinary process.
The Nigerian Chamber of Commerce could neither confirm the taxpayer identification used for the transit of the goods belonging to the named consignee Adamu Mumuni, which then raised concerns of possible impersonation or confirmation as Adamu Mumuni as a Nigerian business person. 5. Pattern of prior activity. A review of ICOMS, which is our base platform for trade facilitation records, identified 44 previous transit declarations linked to the same consignee Adamu Mumuni over the past few years, with several process transactions without accompanying bill of lading that showed similar irregular exit patterns at Kulungugu, suggesting that the interceptions that we made at the Pond area may not be an isolated incident. 6. Officer accountability. We have interdicted 4 of our officers who worked on the consignment, and they are undergoing our internal disciplinary processes to ensure that all officers who are involved in the processing of the transaction and who are found culpable not to have followed due process will be dealt with in accordance with the internal processes and with law. So my dear media person and officers, guests who are here present, following these 6 key findings, the management of the authority, in conjunction with our supervising ministry, Ministry of Finance, have made the following determinations. 1. We affirm the confiscation of the consignment as we announced at the time they were intercepted in February, that based on the findings, the items will be confiscated to the state in view of the grievous nature of their findings. Number 2, under the direction of the Ministry of Finance, GRA is allocating the consignment to the National School Feeding Program in support of national cause. Then number 3, we are conducting further investigations into the activities of the agent to ensure that any areas the agent is also found culpable will also be dealt with or sanctioned in accordance with law. Conclusion. We wish to assure the general public, particularly also the trading public, that GRA through the Customs Division will continue to remain alert, and we have also increased our compliance, especially at our border posts, to ensure effective revenue mobilization and prevention of illicit trade.
And as a wrap from the business desk on the international front, European natural gas and oil prices rose on Tuesday following reports of a liquefied natural gas (LPG) carried was attacked near the Omani coast whilst exiting the Strait of Hormuz, a key global energy shipping route.
European benchmark natural gas prices climbed more than 4.5% to £46 per megawatt hour by 7:05 GMT, recovering losses recorded during the previous trading session. Oil prices also moved higher amid concerns over potential supply disruptions. International benchmark Brent crude gained 1.2%, approaching $73 per barrel, its highest level in a week. Iranian state broadcaster IRIB reported that the vessel came under attack after it allegedly ignored warnings while transiting the strategic waterway. The reported incident has renewed concerns over security in the Strait of Hormuz, through which a significant share of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas supplies passes, raising fears of possible disruptions to global energy markets.
And that's how we wrap up this morning's edition of the Mega News at 6, live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Great Estate, Nungwa, Adogono. But before we take leave of you, we take a second look at the stories making headlines.
Ernest Ofori-Sabon appointed first Chancellor of UNIMAC. In business, GRA interdicts 4 officers over alleged diversion of transit cargo. And on the international front, gas prices rise after attack on vessel in Strait of Hormuz.
For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. Up next is a sports update. Good morning.